If you had to start over in rank and rent, what is the fastest way to six figures in rank and rent? Can you just outline a general broad game plan? Say I want to get to $10,000 a month as quickly as possible in rank and rent. And I'm still working a 9 to 5. Let's just say I'm pretty average income, $4,000 to $5,000 a month. I pay a couple $1,000s in monthly expenses. So I got 1,000, maybe $2,000 that I can spend on this business. Like, if you were in my shoes, what would you do? What would it be your daily focus?
Yeah, the first thing I'd focus on is I'd focus on making sure I truly understood what I was doing, right? You don't want to become a plumber and then not actually know how to do any of the work. So it's important that they go through their plumbing school first or their electrician school first so that they don't do it wrong. And it's important that they sometimes even watch other people do it and apprentice under them, right? They're doing this so these people can get more and more reps. They can have more oversight over their shoulder. And so that's number one. If you don't know what you're doing, like how can you be confident out there talking to people about it, sharing with others what you're doing? Like you need to know it intimately. The beautiful thing about local lead gen is it's not hard. It's just that it's strategic. There's a strategy, there's a technique, there's a way that you follow certain steps in certain areas, and it just works. It's not hard. It just takes work and it takes you doing it a number of times. So, second thing would be once you've learned it and you've been going through it, it's exercise it. Like actually put it into exercise, meaning you get to go to the golf range and you get to go hit balls for a while. Not, you don't get to go play the game. You're going to go hit balls. You're going to go putt at the greens. You're going to go chip. I don't like golf that much either way, but I'm just saying, it's like it makes you go, it's no different in anything you do in life. So if you're someone that has a full-time job and you're trying to figure out how to get some more leverage, then you need leverage. And leverage is going to come in the form of being able to hire other humans. If you're working the job, someone's leveraging you and your time at your job to pay you 4 or 5,000. So you show up and do a job that they weren't willing to do any longer or they need help doing. The second is media and code. So you putting up a website would be considered media and code. It lives on the internet. It works around the clock. Think of it like a little human, like a little flyer human that's on the internet selling for you. That's massive leverage. So media and code would be something I would look at. And that could be like this video you're watching right now. This is a piece of media for us. So I can make it today and we can use it for months and months and months. The last is actual capital, like actual money. You having cash to put into things. And this is usually the one that's the hardest to get to, is to amass a bunch of cash so you can go and invest into other things, right? But it is a form of leverage. You're being able to use your cash to get what you want, get it moving in a way. You could buy a piece of real estate, rent it out. There's leverage happening right there. So in the situation you just explained, it's not going to be human capital, maybe. We'll talk about that in a second, but it's probably going to be media and code. And so that fits up perfectly with what we said in the beginning was, hey, you got to put the reps in. So I want 10 to 20 of these lead gen properties up ASAP. If you really want out of your situation, if you want out of this job, if you want freedom to do what you want to do, guys, you have to have products that are sellable. And so some of this takes some upfront work for you to go into your wood shop and make your little wooden toys, AKA your websites, and build them, right? But if you don't have the wood, you don't have the little wood shop and the toys, you can't sell them. So we have to create products first. But the beautiful thing about this is when you're creating the products, you're learning, you're taking reps, you're at the driving range. And so those first 10 or so sites, those become your products, right? And those things are going to take time to get going. It's going to take effort. It's not just going to give you don't put them up and then it just goes. There's strategy behind this. And so I want to see you do that first. Once you've got the understanding down and you're putting these things up, I just want to see you get all the way to that first 10 as a first step. Because dude, if the average ticket is between $1,000 to $2,000 for a lead gen property on a monthly basis. If you got, let's just take an average in the middle of $1,500. It used to be less, but inflation and price of everything's gone up in the world. Okay. Let's just take $1,500 a month per client. So think about that. Now you've just given yourself the opportunity of 10 new lead gen properties times $1,500 average per property per month, which equals $15,000 a month in income. I know it's doable in one day by even brand new people. I've watched it be done. Okay. We've done competitions, but imagine having now an earning potential of at a minimum $15,000 a month from those first 10 sites. In addition, you just used all that time of building these products to educate yourself and understand the process better so you can speak with more authority of it because you've done it 10 times. And 10's like a small amount, right, in the grand scheme of things, but just look at the earning potential. Imagine if you owned an apartment complex. It's got 12 rooms in it. Okay. It makes me about, I think about 10,000 a month. Okay. But it was $1 million when I bought it. Okay. So now like we're talking about putting up 10 of these lead gen properties that cost you on average some time, some effort, and some hosting and some basic minimal minute fees. But your earning potential is at the same level as an apartment complex. So think about that for a second. If you had an empty apartment complex, like you're going to put rent signs out, you're going to get in front of people, you're going to try to rent that thing out, but you first got to have the apartment complex. So we got to build that first. And that's the most important thing. And it's the biggest thing that I see people skimp out on because they're scared. They're mostly lazy. In a lot of cases, they want to do one or two and see if it works. And I'm like, guys, we've been doing this over a decade. It works. I think you have a page on your site. There must be a couple thousand testimonials that we've been clipping every day in our Facebook group for the last decade. So don't worry about if it's going to work or not, because we already know it works. We need you to work to get you out of your work, out of your job, right? To get you more leverage, to get you that capital coming in, to get you your online apartment complex ready to be rented out. We got to put that hard hustle work in the beginning. We're going to front load hard. And then you're going to see really quickly, some of those sites are going to move faster than others. Some are going to rank faster than others. Some will generate more leads than others. Some will be worth more than $1,500 a month, right? This is an average. Okay. But you have to have the products in order to bring in the income in the local lead gen space. So we got to build them first. Now, getting some fast cash, like we talked about earlier, that's different. You can do those things one-offs, two-offs, and get paid and boom to build your cash flow. But these local lead gen properties are virtual apartments, like in a case, and it's your job to build them so then we can sell the doors. If you build it, they will come.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, great points. Learn to become a producer instead of a consumer.
Straight up.
And it's focused on becoming that. And there's always going to be fast cash like opportunities that are like shiny objects. I say it's always good to go after fast cash if you're really short on cash, but don't lose the focus of becoming a producer, becoming a creator. Like Dan said, creating a product that you can sell, because those products that you can sell, that's going to be more consistent. That's going to be more long-term recurring income that you're building into the future versus fast cash. That's more of a side hustle kind of thing. So
100%.
all right, awesome.